Are you riding?
Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video we're going to talk a little bit about story time that is quite crazy. So as you've seen in the title, today's video is about my ex-crazy ass roommate that I used to live with back when I was a student, when I just got to Denmark. The story starts like this. I left Romania for my further education in Denmark. And here, literally, you don't have any other way to find accommodation except for some websites that you find, and then you just apply for apartments. And I was like, goodbye, delete your existence. And then this girl, we will call her Sharon. So this girl, I talk to her, everything is cool, you know, we meet up, and we actually have to move to Denmark. We find an apartment which is weirdly shaped. There was a tiny living room, supposedly, that was the size of a closet, and we decided to both sleep there in the beginning, and it was quite fun. Time passes by and I realized that we don't really fit with each other. I prefer all my clothes and all my stuff to be clean and not thrown around, whereas she was very messy, very insanely messy. She would like use socks and come back after a long day in school doing whatever she was doing, and then she would drop the socks right next to my bed and stuff like that. She was not concerned for a second. The first time when I realized we are not going to be friends, it was when she was very party playful type girl. She used to go out a lot, and she used to have a lot of fun, like having alcoholic beverages and doing this and that. She would come home wasted, like with different guys, and she would like crash on the couch with them. And I was just thinking, this is not working out, because I really don't want her to stumble in the living room that we were sharing and just like fall on me with a guy making out or stuff like that. So I talked to her and I told her, like, look, this doesn't work with me. We're going to have to separate. So I will live in the living room and you will live in the bedroom. The months go by. We lived together for like 2 years, I think. It was very messy. Like, I was sending pictures to my best friends and to my mom. It was so messy. I was always cleaning. Like, I'm not trying to be mean and say that I'm
the cleanest girl
and I am perfect and stuff like that. I was also living mess. Of course, I'm a student. Like, I didn't have time to clean all the time, but I'm just saying she was very freaking messy. And one time she comes from, it was a party night, because in Denmark you party from Thursday till Sunday excluded, because that's when you get hangover like hell and you cannot leave the house. She came home on a Friday night, I think, I'm not sure, and she was wasted, like wasted. She stumbled in the apartment. I don't know if she was alone or not. I was just like trying to sleep because I had a really rough week, and she came and collapsed on the sofa where I was sleeping, and she just like suddenly sobered up and she's like,
"You are here? I'm sorry, I thought you were not home."
Sharon, I live on the couch because I wanted you to have the bedroom so I wouldn't have to smell your drunk breath and see your drunk guys. So can you just like, I took her and I put her in the bed. I gave her water. She was not paying the bills. She was so careless with bills. Like, everything was on my name, of course, because I got the contract and I signed the contract. And she was like, oh, you pay it, I'll pay it back. And she never did. I mean, she eventually did at the end, but like, I don't feel it fair to myself that I would have to ask for the money that I worked for, because after 3 months in Denmark, I already got my first job, which was a warehouse job, and it was really freaking hard. And I was getting paid nothing, and I was paying bills, of course, because this girl was not bothered. We would see each other in school pretty often, and I would say hi, you know, and she would be so embarrassed. I have to admit that I was not a very nice presence when I started school. She wouldn't even say hi back to me. That was really funny, because like my friends or whatever people I was hanging out with at that time, they were like, why isn't she saying hi to you? She's so weird. But I just have to say that the people I was surrounded with, they are the same nationality as I am. And this girl, she was a rival country, I would say. Our nationalities were like very against each other, people would say. I didn't care about that. I really don't care about politics and country feuds. I'm talking to her, I'm like, hey, you know, it's in the morning, we're talking, and I'm telling her, hey, I'm gonna go at my friend's house because it's weekend and we're just gonna have coffee. And she's like, yeah, okay, cool, like no problem, yeah. I have to admit, it was 10 a.m. when I left. It was 4 p.m. when I contacted her, because apparently I left my key in the apartment. But I call her and I'm like, hey Sharon, hi, how are you? I forgot my key. Can you come home, or where are you? I can come pick up the keys. And she's like,
I left the country.
wait, what? Like, you left the country? You haven't even told me. And she's like, yeah, well, I completely forgot. And I was thinking, like, did she forget all the way from the city to the airport, which is 20 minutes drive? She forgot to even let me know. I could have caught a bus or something, or talked to a friend with a car and just come pick up the keys. And I'm asking her, like, how long are you gonna be gone? And she's like,
A week.
well, that was pretty fucked up, because I had to go to work the next day and I didn't have my cards, my credit cards, my IDs. She came back from her country and we were hanging out. She told me that one of her friends is going to move in with us. Like, it wasn't even a question. It wasn't even a can he. It was more like, he's going to, so like, I want you to know. They came both. He was very weird. Like, we wouldn't talk. He was so strange. And I would like, in the morning, I would be like, hey guys, you want me to make breakfast and stuff? Not trying to act like I was the nicest girl, because the guy for sure knew that I didn't like him. Like, the vibe was there. I would ask them if they want coffee and like if they want to talk. They would both come in the living room where I was like cleaning, you know, my pajamas. He was like judging my movements and my words and everything. I was so tripped out by this guy. And I asked him randomly, like, are you guys dating? And they're like, no, we're just friends. Like, no, I didn't talk to them. I would see them in parties and I'll be like, hi, like, not even talk to them too much. One time, you know, I was sitting in the living room studying for my exams, and there is this like breeze that comes in the apartment and it smells like decomposing corpses. It was smelling so goddamn bad, and I thought, like, did she murder a rat or something? What the hell did she do? And I entered the room and you won't believe your eyes, like, their laundry was on top of the other. Like, there was a mountain. Just imagine a closet as a room where there's only a bed by the window, and the window has some sort of like space over there where you can put stuff. There were used condoms, cigarette butts, even though there was a policy that we're not allowed to smoke in the apartment. Of course, you know what I did, right? I started taking the used condoms out and the cigarette butts because it was smelling. Just try to think of the smell of used condoms for a couple of days, I guess, I don't know. And dirty laundry, because she was never doing laundry with me, and I never understood why, because here in Denmark you would have to pay almost like nothing, but it's still payment. And she was never doing laundry, and I thought she was doing it somewhere else, because every time I would come back with the bill, she was always like, oh, I'm not doing my laundry here, so I don't think I have to pay. And now I understand why. You know, she came back, she entered the room, and I was just sitting there like so anxious and awkward, thinking that she's gonna be freaking pissed that I entered her room. And she comes out and she's like, did you move something in my room? And I was like, yeah, you know, it was smelling bad, so I just boomed a little bit. And she's telling him something in their language, and I'm just thinking at this point they're eating shit, like I can't. I was texting with her and I was telling her, listen, I want to move out because this is not working out. I'm not happy with you. I don't have to be a maid. I don't have to, but it was just briefly. I was not telling her exactly what I felt. When you move to one apartment here in Denmark, you have to pay a deposit, which is, you would have to pay 3 months, 1,500 euros plus 1 month in advance, which is the insurance that if you move on the 15th, not on the 1st, that amount of money would be secured for the 15 days. So when you move out, you have to give a very clean apartment, otherwise they would take money from your deposit. And while I was cleaning one of the drawers, I realized that her drawer, she was putting like her passport and whatever in the kitchen. And I would open it and the entire front side of the drawer just fell apart. like the whole thing, the day that I was cleaning to move out. And I started thinking, how expensive could that be? Like, I cannot. I have to go get some super glue and glue it back together so people wouldn't see. And I'm texting her and I'm calling her and I'm like, listen, I sent her pictures and I'm like, everything is ruined. We're gonna have to pay if we don't fix it. And she's like, oh shit, that's a bummer. Can you fix it? And I'm like, no, Sharon, I cannot fix it. You have to come here and help me clean. It's insanely dirty.
Oh my God, Christina, like you're never home. Can you stop doing all this drama? It's really not that bad. You just have to broom a little bit.
We had to pay 1,000 euros each in Danish crowns. So I'm telling you, the inspector was here and he was not happy. Like, I don't know what's gonna happen, but my name was at stake. Like, everything was on my name, the Wi-Fi, the electricity. So if there was any problem or lawsuits, it was on my name. So she didn't care, you know. She's contacting me after, like, I would say 4 months or 3 months, and she's like, hey girl, like, hi, I'm in China, what's up, how are you? And I cannot even stand her name popping up on my Facebook. She literally blocked me on Facebook. Like, we don't talk to each other. My first year as a student here was ruined by her, and I literally thought that I was never gonna fix this problem because I was just 19, starting my university, so excited to meet people and make friends and travel the world. She just ruined that experience for me. I hope you guys enjoyed this story time. I really had fun reminiscing over the crazy first year of my student life experience. Yeah, there's a lot attached to that. So if you guys would like to hear more about it, just let me know. Thumbs up this video, subscribe to my channel, ring that tiny little bell so you get notified every single time I post a new video about my crazy life here in Denmark.
Exciting.